Hello and welcome to The Know. Here are today's top stories. Singapore Airlines CEO has apologised after a passenger died during turbulence mid-flight. The Met Office has issued a danger to life warning. Ireland has recognised the State of Palestine. And former CEO of the Post Office Paula Vennells has appeared at the Horizon inquiry. Keep watching to find out more. The head of Singapore Airlines has apologised after a flight on Tuesday from London to Singapore was hit by severe turbulence, killing one Brit and injuring dozens more.
Yesterday, approximately 10 hours after departure, Singapore Airlines flight SQ321, operating from London Heathrow to Singapore, encountered sudden extreme turbulence over the Irrawaddy Basin at an altitude of 37,000 feet. The pilot declared a medical emergency and diverted the Boeing 777-300ER aircraft to Bangkok, landing at 3:45 p.m. local time. We are deeply saddened by this incident. It has resulted in one confirmed fatality and multiple injuries. On behalf of Singapore Airlines, I would like to express my deepest condolences to the family and loved ones of the deceased.
The flight was 10 hours into its journey to Singapore and flying at an altitude of 37,000 feet when the plane experienced turbulence and dropped 6,000 feet in just 3 minutes. A 73-year-old Brit, Jeff Kitchen, who was on his way to Singapore with his wife, died of a suspected heart attack during the flight. Several other passengers remain in critical conditions. The flight was diverted to Bangkok after declaring a medical emergency. Several ambulances and emergency services were waiting on the tarmac for the flight. Pictures from inside the Boeing 777-300ER shows items scattered across the aisle with damages to the ceiling of the plane. Some passengers reported those not wearing their seatbelts hit their head off the ceiling of the plane after it suddenly dropped. The Met Office has issued a yellow rain warning for the majority of the UK and a rare amber warning for North Wales and parts of Manchester. That is to last until Thursday afternoon. An amber warning means there is a likely chance that there will be fast flowing or deep flooding, causing a danger to life. There is also a good chance that roads will be blocked off and communities cut off, with rural areas experiencing power cuts. The Met Office advises Brits who are in the amber warning area to keep themselves safe and prepared to avoid travelling by road due to potentially dangerous road conditions. If travel is necessary, they are advised to watch for possible danger and to drive cautiously. 6 inches of rain is expected to fall on Wednesday, twice the average amount for the month of May. Met Office Chief Meteorologist Neil Armstrong said, "A band of prolonged and heavy rain will move north and west across the UK during Wednesday and Thursday. Areas exposed to the strengthening northerly winds are most likely to see the highest rainfall amounts, with a chance of some areas, particularly over higher ground in North Wales, seeing more than 150 millimetres, with parts of northwest England seeing more than 80 millimetres. A thunderstorm warning has also been issued, covering the south of England until 7 p.m. on Wednesday. There is a risk of delay and cancellation due to the thunderstorm. Ireland, Norway and Spain have announced that they are officially recognising the State of Palestine. It comes as the 3 leaders of the coalition government, Taoiseach Simon Harris, Taoiseach Michael Martin and Green Party Minister Eamon Ryan held a press conference in Dublin on Wednesday morning announcing the country's plan.
Last month I stood on these same steps with Prime Minister Sanchez of Spain, and we said that the point of recognising the State of Palestine was coming closer. That point has now arrived. Today, Ireland, Norway and Spain are announcing that we recognise the State of Palestine. Each of us will now undertake whatever national steps are necessary to give effect to that decision. In the lead up to today's announcement, I've spoken with a number of other leaders and counterparts, and I'm confident that further countries will join us in taking this important step in the coming weeks. This is an historic and important day for Ireland and for Palestine.
Over 140 countries in the United Nations recognise Palestinian statehood, of whom 8 are EU members. The three countries hope that recognition will spur on a renewed energy for negotiations for a two-state settlement between the Israelis and the Palestinians. Irish Taoiseach Simon Harris denounced the actions of Hamas, adding they are not the Palestinian people. He also called for the release of the hostages being held by Hamas. Israel has been vocal against the three countries recognizing Palestinian statehood and have recalled their ambassadors. The announcement of the recognition of Palestine comes just days after the chief prosecutor of the International Criminal Court, Karim Khan, applied for arrest warrants for Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu and Defense Minister Yoav Gallant.
I can also confirm today that I have reasonable grounds to believe, on the basis of evidence collected and examined by my office, that Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu and Minister of Defense Yoav Gallant bear criminal responsibility for the following international crimes committed on the territory of the State of Palestine from at least the 8th of October 2023. The crimes include starvation of civilians as a method of warfare, willfully causing great suffering, serious injury to body or health, or cruel treatment.
Mr. Khan also applied for arrest warrants for Hamas leaders, which included its military as well as those running its political bureau.
On the basis of evidence collected and examined and analysed by my office, I have reasonable grounds to believe that three senior leaders of Hamas, Yahya Sinwar, Mohammed Daif, and Ismail Haniyeh, bear criminal responsibility for the following international crimes committed on the territory of Israel and the State of Palestine from at least the 7th of October 2023. Extermination as a crime against humanity. Murder as a crime against humanity and as a war crime.
The application for the arrest warrants have been denounced by Western leaders, including President Joe Biden. And finally, former CEO of Post Office Paula Vennells has appeared at the Horizon inquiry. Miss Vennells was mobbed by photographers as she exited her car when she arrived. The former CEO apologised to the sub-postmasters and their family during her statement.
Thank you. I would just like to say, and I'm grateful for the opportunity to do this in person, how sorry I am for all that sub-postmasters and their families and others have suffered as a result of all of the matters that the inquiry has been looking into for so long. I followed and listened to all of the human impact statements, and I was very affected by them. I remember listening to one postmaster whose name I noted, who said that he would like somebody to go and stand outside his old post office with him so he could tell them exactly what he'd been through. I would do that. I am very, very sorry. I would also like to repeat the apology which is in my witness statement to Alan Bates, to Ron Warmington and Ian Henderson from Second Sight, and to Lord Arbuthnot.
The scandal began in 1999 after the Post Office adopted a faulty Horizon account system. Shortly after, sub-postmasters and postmistresses were forced to make up shortfalls in their branch accounts and accused of stealing money. Since the start of the Post Office Horizon scandal, over 1,000 sub-postmasters and postmistresses have faced wrongful convictions, with only 93 of those convictions overturned. During the inquiry, Miss Vennells was shown text messages between her and Dame Moya Green, in which the former Royal Mail CEO accuses her of knowing about the bugs.
I'm sorry, I can't now support you. I've supported you all these years to my own detriment. I can't support you now after what I have learned at Moya. You'll see in the course of that exchange, Moya Green accuses you of knowing.
Yes.
Did you understand that to be an accusation that you knew about bugs, errors and defects in Horizon?
No, I understood this to be Moya, and there is a further series of exchanges of text where Moya steps back a little bit from the challenges that she's putting here.
During the questioning, Paula Vennells broke down in tears mid-evidence as she apologised for telling MPs the Post Office was successful in every court case against sub-postmasters.
Why were you telling these parliamentarians that every prosecution involving the Horizon system had been successful and had found in favour of the Post Office?
I fully accept now that the Post Office, the Post Office knew that. I completely accepted. Personally, I didn't know that, and I'm incredibly sorry that that happened to those people and to so many others.
Ms Vennells will give evidence to the inquiry for 3 days, the last of which will be on Friday, the 24th of May. Thanks for watching The Know. Don't forget to like, comment and subscribe to The Mirror for more daily news updates.